Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be working on problem number 129. It is called Some Root to Leaf Numbers. Now, as you guys know, most of the problems that I work on in this channel, I have never worked on in the past, as you guys can see, and this is to replicate the actual process of the interview and go through the problem solving stages. So let's write down some of the steps that we would need to do as we are going through the problem. So the first step is to read and understand the problem. The next step is to define all the edge cases. And then the last part is to design the algorithm. Okay, so let's begin. So the problem states you are given the root of a binary tree containing digits from 0 to 9 only. Okay, each root to leaf path in the tree represents a number. For example, the root to leaf path 1, 2, 3 represents the number 1, 2, 3. Return the total sum of all the root to leaf numbers. Test cases are generated so that the answer will fit in a 32-bit integer. Okay, a leaf node is a node with no children. Okay, so for example, let's say you have 1, 2, and 3. So one with the root node and then 2 children nodes, which are 2 and 3. So you have the total output of 25. This is because 1 and 2 and then is 12, and then 1, 3 is 13, and then you add them up. And here you have 4, 9, 5, and then 4, 9, 1, and then 4, 0, which is 4, 9, 5, and then you add them up, and then you get 1026. Okay, so it seems pretty straightforward. The number of nodes in the tree is in the range 1 to 1000. That's basically the size of the tree. 0 to is less than or equal to no.val, which is less than or equal to 9. So this is the range of the possible values. Now, what makes it important is that we know that the range is from 0 to 9. So there is some sort of like a math API that we can use, not built in, that we can write, that will basically append. Typically we have this, an append function in string, but in integers so it's a little different. So there's syntax that we can use that can actually add numbers, and then in the end we can add all the numbers, like actually compute addition on the appended values. The depth of the tree will not exceed 10. Okay. So the problem is pretty straightforward. As far as edge cases, they're pretty much defined in here. So there is never going to be a null node or reference to the tree node, and range of values is from 0 to 9. So let's go through the algorithm. Basically, what we can do is pre-order traversal. So what we're going to be doing is go to the left node, and then every time we backtrack, as we're going down, we can add the numbers to a list. Just to simplify the problem, we can do it as we're traversing, but we can use a little extra memory to keep it more organized. So we can add the 495 to a list, and we backtrack, then we remove 5, and then we add 1, and every time we reach a leaf node, we can add it to a list of lists, and in the end we iterate through the list of lists, and then we basically just add up all the numbers inside this list of lists. So the list will contain 495, and then 491, and then 40 in the list of lists, and then we combine everything into a single integer, and then we add everything up. So let's begin. For this, let's write a list of integer list equals new array list, and then in here it's going to be a list of lists. what we can do is create like a DFS function. So this is going to be our helper function that's actually going to be recursive. So in here, we're going to pass in the root, and we are going to pass in the list of list. I don't think we need list in here. If we do and then it's not, sorry, it's root. Now we perform pre-order traversal, and if root equals null, we just return, basically backtrack. If not, what we want to do is if root dot left equals null and root dot right equals null, then we want to add list of list.add, but before that we need the actual list. So we do need to pass in the list. Okay. For better writing. So what we want to do is list of list dot add list. Otherwise, what we're doing is list dot add root dot val. Okay. Then what we're doing is just calling DFS and then root dot left list and then list of list and then root dot right. So as we go down left, then we backtrack. But as we backtrack 4, 9, 5, then we go here, then we return, then right, and then we return. Then we go back, and then we perform this operation. But when we go back, what we want to do is list dot remove list dot size -1. So list dot size -1, so list dot remove whatever the list size is -1, and then when we backtrack from here, it's going to remove this, and then when we backtrack from here, it's going to remove that. So 4, 9, 5, remove 1, remove. Okay, so that seems right. Then what we do is loop through the list of list. List of list. And in here, what we want to do is loop through for and I list, and the way we're going to do this is int total equals 0, total equals total times 10 plus I. Once we have that, what we need is int output equals 0. We want to do, so we have 495. So each list contains 495 and 491. So once we reach 495, then we do output plus equals total, and then in the end we can just return output. Okay, so let's see, make sure this works. So we have the total, and we loop through the list values 495. And then we add that to the output. Let's try to run it. Oh, it's already defined. Cur list. So, okay. Let's see why it is not working. Why is list.add if root.left equals null and root.right null, then it's going to go left, left, then remove. And then if they are both, if list.left, root.left and equals null, list of list.add list. Oh, E5. Okay, let's run the other test case. Okay, now let's try to submit it. Okay, awesome. So the runtime was 3 milliseconds faster than 15.2% of solutions. Please let me know if you guys think that there is a better way of solving this, and take care. Bye.